I'm going to talk about whether or not Christopher Columbus is a murderer. There are people who claim that Christopher Columbus is a murderer. And I'm going to tell you what the facts are. Christopher Columbus sailed to the Caribbean with 3 ships under, I believe, the flag of Portugal. No, Spain. Yeah, it was Spain. It was Queen Isabella. But the Portuguese consider him to be one of their national heroes. I've been to Portugal. They love Christopher Columbus. And he just came to these islands, and he had 3 ships, and there were these natives, and he said that the natives were easy to deal with. He said that they would do whatever we told them to do. What we wanted them to do, they learned quickly. They cooperated with us. And there was another island with other natives that would war with the natives on the island that he landed at. And one day, those other natives came in their boats because they would steal food. They would steal food from this other group. And because he had superior weapons, he fended off this attack, and he killed these natives that were trying to steal food at the island that he landed at. And they either all died or fled or whatever, but it was a successful defense. So Columbus said, I'm going to go back to Spain. I'm going to report what I have found of my discovery, and I'm going to build a fort, which they did do, and I'm going to leave a settlement, and people remained on the island with the natives. And then he left. And then he came back, maybe it was 6 months later, and it was with like 27 ships instead of 3. It was a lot more people. And he went to the same island. And when he got there, the fort had been burned to the ground. The settlement was completely destroyed. The people that were there, that were Spanish, whoever it was that he had left behind, were dead, or they were gone. They were, he got angry about that, and I guess that he must have assumed that the natives at that island had done it. Remember that there were hostile natives at a neighboring island. So he doesn't know what happened, but he knows that something bad happened. Somebody burnt them to the ground, killed everybody, slaughtered his settlement. So based on that, he killed natives. He got angry, and they just started killing natives. He took revenge on them. And based on that, people say, well, he's a murderer. Guess what? By the definition of what he did, many people would say that's absolutely not murder. It's certainly not premeditated murder. He would probably consider it an act of war. An act of war is not murder. We don't know exactly why it happened. We don't know all the details. We only know what was written in the journals. But I'm pretty sure that that's the basis of people calling him a murderer, and I think it's nonsense. A murderer is when a guy says, I got nothing better to do, for absolutely no sane reason, I'm just going to go kill some people. That's a murderer. Or something like, oh, you know what, this person's bothering me, I think I'm going to go kill him. That's a murderer. When someone kills your all your friends and the settlement, and maybe his siblings, or who knows who those people were that remained there, and burns it to the ground, and then he takes revenge on those people. I don't think murder is the proper choice of words to use. I really think that people who call him a murderer are just not saying the truth. And I read some ridiculous thing. I just read it right now. It says, Columbus murdered 20 million natives. It was like 3 million natives. Columbus and his men over a period of 20... No, he didn't do that over a period of 20 years. He did not murder 3 million people. It's just fake news and false accusations. I tried looking for his journal so I could see exactly what the entries were. I read it a long time ago. If you want to read it, go read it. But the journal's there, and that's the story about what happened. You decide on your own. If someone takes revenge because the people he left behind in the settlement were all killed and the settlement was burnt down, is that murder or not? Or is it an act of war? I don't think murder is a proper word.